my hair okay? This is my very first video on YouTube, but I've been thinking for a really long time about doing a channel, and I guess today, I just decided today was the day. My husband is out, my son is with his grandmother, and I am alone, so the perfect time to just go for it, I guess. Bear with me, this is a little bit weird. Definitely something I'm gonna have to get used to if I continue, but you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. So I was sitting and thinking, what in the world is my first video going to be about? Because I've always wanted to start a channel. I love watching YouTube videos, but I never knew what I would put on my channel if I ever made one. I like beauty, I like fashion, I like to play in makeup. I do a lot of stuff. I love to write, I love to write music, but I'm like, what in the hell am I going to put on my channel? And don't laugh, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, and that's okay. But I went to sleep one night and I had a dream. That I did my first video, and it was actually about breaking into the modeling industry. So obviously you guys don't know me yet. You'll get to know me, but you don't know me yet. I was signed to an awesome agency here in Boston, and it took me a lot. I had a lot to learn, made mistakes, and I know that when I finally did break into the modeling industry and started booking work and got signed to an awesome agency, a lot of girls, a lot of my friends, mostly people I knew personally, would text me or message me and ask me how I did it, how I broke into the industry, how they could do it, any advice that I could give. So I think that's where I'm going to start. This is what my first video is going to be about. I'm going to run with it because, like I said, I really did have a dream, you guys. I had a dream about this video, and here it is. So, I don't have anything written down, nothing planned, just going to go off the top of my head. And this is all my experience. This is certainly not the case for everyone who's in the modeling industry or pursuing the modeling industry. It's just something that happened for me. Like I said, this is just my experience with it. Yours could be totally different if that's what you want to do. So just continue watching. So what can I say? So the very first thing that I did was research. Research is very, very important. Whether you Google, YouTube, however you want to research, do your research. That's step number one. Very important. And when I say research the market, research the industry, research modeling agencies in your area or in surrounding areas that are good for you, that you can access. Second thing that I would say is take your time. Be patient, because it took me some years to actually get signed, which is totally okay. If you're pursuing modeling and you want to be a model, you want to get into modeling, you don't necessarily have to be signed to an agency. Of course, it's a lot of help. They're awesome if you get into a good agency, but it's not something you have to do. Prior to me getting signed, I did a lot of work independently by myself. Put yourself out there. If you are interested in getting signed to an agency, you can go to, like I said, Google agencies in your area. When you find some, you can submit your pictures. Now, what a lot of women do, which is a mistake, do not do this, is when they're submitting photos, they either, one, go out and get pay someone to take their photos, and they have glamorous makeup and they have on nice clothes. That is the wrong thing to do. Do not do that, ladies. When you're submitting photos to an agency, you do not have to spend a dime, not a penny. All you need is your smartphone, a friend, a self-timer maybe, and a tank top, a nice plain tank top, or a plain bikini top, and almost 100% I can guarantee that the agency wants to see you clean. They want you to be a blank canvas. Do not submit any professional photos to an agency. That's not what they're looking for. They want to see what you look like, no makeup, how your hair naturally is, blank canvas, because they want to see what they can do with you. So when you're submitting photos, get your smartphone, take photos of yourself. If you have a friend, pose up against a white wall. Find a white wall in your house, anywhere. Have a friend take the photo for you. Usually they ask for pictures straight on to one side and then to the other side. And then they want a full body of you facing front, just so they can obviously what your body type is, like what they're working with. Make sure that you have your hair out of your face. You don't want any hair in your face. They want to see your face. They want to see what they can do with you. They want to see what you look like in your natural state. Ladies, no makeup. And if you do put on makeup, because I honestly had a little bit of makeup on in my submission photos, if you have, like, you know, dark circles, concealer is totally fine. A BB cream maybe, tinted moisturizer, that's a little bit of mascara, that stuff is fine. No heavy makeup, and do not submit professional photos. That's not what they're looking for. They will overlook you. The third thing that is important is be realistic. I'm not shooting down your dreams. I'm not telling you do not aspire for greatness. And I mean, whatever you feel like you can do, totally go for it. But when you're first starting out, be realistic. Be realistic with yourself. For example, okay, so what do I mean? Me. I am 5 feet 5 inches. That in the modeling world is considered short. So I knew for myself that I would not be booking runway. I'm too short. I'm not going to be, you know, in fashion shows. That's probably not what I'm going to get booked for because of my height. So what I was getting booked for, a lot of online stuff like catalogs, modeling, clothes online. Mainly, that was pretty much it. Print, catalog, and online ads and things like that, which is still great work. You can still make great money from that. But if you're someone of my size, a little on the shorter side, doesn't mean you can't be a model. You just probably will not get booked for runway. And like I said, that is okay. So when you're researching industries, look for industries who accept shorter women if you are on the shorter side. Because modeling industries like Wilhelmina, Ford, they specifically say on their website that they're only looking for models 5'9" and up, or 5'9" to 6 feet, or whatever the height requirement is. So the agency that I modeled for, they took women who are shorter for print and catalog and things like that, and of course they took women who are taller for runway and things of that nature. So be realistic with yourself when you're first submitting and looking for an looking for an agency to get into. What else? What did I miss? Totally had a brain fart. I was on a roll. Boy, maybe I should have took notes. Yeah. What else can I say? Be persistent. What was that? Am I on number 4? 4 or 5? I don't know. Be persistent. Don't just submit your photos to one agency, and if they say no or don't call you back or whatever, don't be discouraged. It took me so long. When I was younger, my mom and I would go to different agencies to try to get me signed. I had so many no's before Maggie Inc. finally said yes. So be persistent, be consistent, be confident, and never ever give up. Just submit your photos to different places. I mean, even if it's somewhere a little bit out of your area, if you have a way to get to it, definitely go for it. Like I said, you'll have a lot of no's. You'll probably have more no's than yeses. So just be persistent. So this is number 5, I think. We're just gonna go with 5. Another thing that I wanted to say was never, ever, 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 ever pay anyone to take photos for you. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you do get an agency to call you back and they're like, hey, we want to meet you and we want to see you in person, awesome. When you are in the meeting, if at any point they ask you for money, or if at any point they tell you that you need to pay for photos, for your starter photos, politely thank them for their time, get up and leave. You do not have to pay for photos once you get signed to an agency. When you get signed to an agency, a legitimate agency, they have photographers that they work with that will do trade for prints. So that means that they get a model for their portfolio and they get free pictures, and you get free pictures for your portfolio. So it's a trade-off. Modeling agencies have lots of photographers that they work with already on deck for new faces to get photos in their portfolio, and in exchange you get photos in yours. Do not ever pay anyone to take your photos once you get signed to an agency. If they're asking you for money, walk away. It's not legit. You never have to pay for that stuff. That's something that they take care of for you. Number 6, we're gonna go with number 6. I think it's number 6. When you're researching your agency, research how much money they want to make off of you. I think standard, I want to say Maggie was taking 10% of my earnings, which is awesome. So it'll range anywhere from 10 to like 30%, 25 maybe. Anything above that is a bit steep, too much. Maybe look elsewhere because they're taking a lot of your money. Number 7. Be you. Do not try and be what you think that they want to see, because you never know what they want. Honestly, a lot of agencies want a variety of different women that they can work with, women, men, whomever. So if you look one way, totally just be yourself. Be yourself. When I took my photos, I was going to straighten my hair, but I decided not to. Turn out they love my curly hair. Be yourself. You don't know what they're looking for. If they didn't want you, they wouldn't have called you back in the first place. Just be you. Number 8. What's number 8? Number 8. I guess I just end with be patient. Don't give up on yourself. Do not be mad if you don't get signed to the first place you submit your photos to. It's not the end of the world. And honestly, if you are constantly sending your photos and you're getting no after no after no after no. Yes? Hold on. Sorry. So. Sorry, I'm listening for the door. This light is awesome. It's hot. What's my hair doing? We good? Mine. Don't give up, ladies. And if you are getting no after no after no after no, don't give up. Do the independent thing. Put yourself out there. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. If you have any other questions that I can answer, comment below. This is my first video. Show me love. Always love yourself. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.